What's up, folks? Corpse here, and welcome back to Ark on Gen 2. Alright, I have organized my thoughts. I have notes. And we're going to talk about breeding. And I know we've gone over this topic a lot, but like I said, I have organized my thoughts, and hopefully it won't be as scattered bullshit that it's been in the past. So, breeding. Obviously, you start with your wild parents. Or multiple sets, depending upon, like we had 3 different aloes. And whoa, that's a nice little lag spike. Had looked at all their stats and went, okay, I want this one. Sometimes you can end up with depending upon what you're going for, you might have 3 or 4 parents. So you breed them all together to get what I call Gen 1s, Generation 1s. They're the ones that have all the stats that I care about. Now, for ease of doing this, you want to make sure that your male and females all have the exact same stats. That includes the stuff you don't care about. That makes them all the same level, which, as you can see, mine are not. So that's going to make a little bit more work for me. And then when you get a mutation, because you'll see that level bump. You'll see that 2-point level bump. That makes life a hell of a lot easier, because then you can just, depending upon what you're doing, you can just search through and find one that's, if all your guys are level 235, you just look for a 237. And you can just trash the rest, depending upon how you're doing it. We're using Dino storage, so that allows me to search for 237, and then would come up. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of ponies. Okay. So, you've got your Gen 1s. Hopefully they're all the same level. Now, different dinos can require different proximity. And, like, for example, I could probably get... I've got 6 females on this aloe, and I got 5 on this one over here. I could probably do 2 more and do 8. You want the biggest breeding pool you can get. The larger the breeding pool, the better the chance of getting mutations. And then you also have to understand, what stats do I want to mutate? So, you get your Gen 1s going. You probably want at least 1 male, and I usually like to have at least 4 females. But it depends on how many. Like, for example, the Ravager. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 on him. I've got 5 over here. Yeah, on this guy here, and then cinema crops. They just have to be within a square and a half, so you could have 1 male, and then I've had 30 females around him, and all breeding with him. That's a happy dude. Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on these. So when this gets down to about halfway is when I'll fire off the next pulse to keep it active. Okay, so now you figure out what stats you want to mutate. Like for the aloes, I'm looking for health and melee. That's it. I don't care about weight. I don't care about stamina. I'm not going to be riding. Now, if it's a dino you're going to be riding, like a Thyla, and it's just combat, then I would go with stamina. If it's a mount you're going to be using for getting around, then you might want to think about weight and stamina. And how, so depending upon it. Now, if it's a combat mount, like a Thyla, I always breed or mutate health, stamina, weight, and melee. It all depends on what you want to do with that mount. Like, for example, These guys are not going to be combat mounts. I'm not going to be using them for getting around, most likely. All I care about with them is stamina. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to breed in a crap ton of stamina so they can heal a ton. And these are just utility dinos. So, these guys I'm going to be using for moving stuff around. So, weight. They're going to be pack horses, so I want weight. One of them I might use as a combat mount. So, I want to think about health, stamina, and melee. So, we're doing... And each stat mutation I call a line. So, for example, the aloes are going to have 2 lines. They're going to have a health line and a melee line that will combine at the end. These guys are just going to have a stamina line. These guys will have a health, stamina, weight, and melee line to combine at the end. Same thing with the unicorns. I'm not worried about melee, though, on them, I don't think. Do I have a melee guy over here? I might have one over here. I do. Okay. So, yeah. So, that's going to be... And I was looking for weight on them. That's the last one I want, because these are all the Gen 1s. So I'm looking for a weight mutation. Okay. So you've decided what stats you want to mutate. Now it's time to mutate. So you breed your Gen 1s until you get a mutation in the stats you want, and set them off to the side until you get all the stats you want mutated. How's this doing? Because this is probably gonna... Oh, we're fine. Okay. So, you have decided what your lines are going to be, and then you breed your Gen 1s until you get those mutations, and you set them off to the side. And you want those mutations on a male, because you do not want to breed until you're done any of your mutated lines together, because then you start stacking mutations and it will chew up the mutations, because as we all know, I don't have a dino available. You can only stack 20 mutations on a side, and once you hit that, they'll stop mutating. So you want to be very stingy with what mutations you're allowing into your lines. So, you have one of the stats. So you pull out your Gen 1 male, and you slide your mutated male in with the Gen 1 females. And you only breeding them with the Gen 1 females. And then you wait for mutation from that group on the stat that male has. So if it's a health stat, we got the aloes and we're mutating health. Then I am only going to accept a male with the next mutation in the health stat and nothing else. If he's got a mutation in health and weight or health and something else, throw it away. Because now you're adding, you're reducing the amount of mutations you can put on that line. So, you only want to take the stat, a mutation in the stat of the line you're working on. So like I said, if this guy was health, then I would only take a health mutation. So, and then you take that out as far as you want to. I don't always take it out. When I did my Thylas, I did 5 health, 5 melee, and 2 weight, I want to say. So they only have like, 10, 12 mutations. Now, when we did the Rexes, I put 20 mutations in health and 20 mutations in melee. That took forever, which is why we're here doing this, because this forces a mutation. Actually, double mutations.
We going exploring?
Soon. Okay. So, you're busy breeding, and then what I do is, okay, so I had the health guy in there, I get a health mutation. I pull him out, set him off to the side, hold on to him for a little bit. I raise up the dino with the new health mutation. Do not imprint them. Never imprint any of your breeding stock. You want to imprint the finished dinos only. And then what I'll do is, if I have another mutation I'm doing, I'll slide that one in. So if we were doing health and melee, I would slide the melee in and look for another melee mutation while I was waiting for the health male. The health male with the second health mutation to raise up. And then I would just keep swapping them out, rotating them out, until I got everything I wanted to get. For example, if you'll... Okay, yeah, we're got time. I like to do about 2 minutes. Because if you'll notice how I do my annotations. For example, male, H, 3090, which lets me know that he has a 3090 health stat, and he is H2, so he is health mutation 2. Now, come up with your own system on how you label them. I find that this works for me. This lets me know that he's a male. His health stat is 3090, so when I'm looking at the stats, or if I'm looking at the mutation, I can see, A, it allows me to know how much they jumped if I get an H3. And then the H2 lets me know that this guy's got 2 health mutations. And I might work him in at the end. I'm going to do probably... Honestly, I'm shooting for 20 stat mutations on those guys. I want to see how. I just want ridiculous stats. And I might go up to health, 4 or 5. Just in the off chance they're in a combat situation or we get attacked that has some survivability. For example, male M514. So, melee 514 M1. So he has 1 mutation in his melee stat. And this is just a Gen 1. And you can see it here. S, stamina, 1645. S2, 2 stamina mutations. M, 364. M2, 2 melee mutations. His melee is 364. H, health 3084, health 2. Yeah. So, come up with something. Otherwise, you have to really look at the dinos all the damn time when you're however you're doing it. Okay. Cool down. Okay. Keep them going. I'll look at all this stuff at the end. Okay, so you take your mutations out, your lines out as far as you want to. So we've got 20 health and 20 melee. So now towards the end, after I've gotten my 20th, and now at that point you start looking for a male and a female because you're going to be breeding them together. So if the line happened to end on a male with the 20th health mutation, then I want to breed the melee line until I have a female with 20 melee mutations. And then at the end, I'm going to breed them together. And that will give me... And then you want to breed those 2 together until you get a male and a female with the health and melee stat you want. Now you have what I call my Generation 2s. I used to call them like Gen 20s or Gen 30s or whatever. But now I just call them my Generation 2s because everything in the interim is not a generation. I don't save any of those dinos. Once I get another stat that's mutated, I usually wait for a couple generations just to make sure I didn't read a number wrong and screw shit up. But all of those mutated dinos, once I have my Gen 2s, I trash them. We don't need them. You have your Gen 2s. You have your final product, and then you use that as your breeding pair to create the lines that you're going to imprint. And you don't imprint before that, because imprinting does not affect breeding. If anything, it just confuses the numbers. Fire that off. So, now if you have multiple lines, more than 2, then you're going to breed, pick 2 of the lines and breed them together. Get that combined, and I'll name that like male health, 15K, melee 799, and then I'm going to breed it with, stamina, 1400, So just so I know what numbers I'm looking for at the end, without having to look down at a piece of paper or something like that I've jotted notes down on, because you can see it, in the incubator. You can see it in, depending upon if you're using any mods, you use Dino storage. You can see it when they're in the ball, or you can see it in the cryopods. So, and that is, I think, the best way, most efficient way of getting the stats you want. I say efficient. It's you got to remember, that's the reason we're here in Gen 2, because it gives me access to a crap ton of element, so I can run these darn things. Because this force a mutation. And they're not necessarily guaranteed to get a mutation in the stat you want. You could get a mutation in the oxygen stat. Yay. So it's a long process. Those Rexes took me 3 weeks to do, of getting on the game every day for a couple, 3 hours, and either AFKing over a weekend when I'm off or something, and going off and doing other things, and popping back in and checking every half hour, also to make sure that my character didn't die, and looking to see what I have, if I have anything, and then rotating ones out, raising, allowing the other ones to raise up, and 3 weeks, because I didn't have access to these guys. And then I remembered about them, and I'm like, okay, we're moving the breeding operations to a place where I can get flippin' element regularly, easily, which we could also do an extinction, but I don't want to do extinction until we beat the island Scorched Earth and Aberration. So come over here. And this is where we're at. And this is what we're doing. So I would recommend, do not try and do all of this shit like I'm doing it right now, because I'll tell you what, when we start looking around, it's going to be a PETA. It is going to be a pain in the ass to deal with. And I'll do them in stages. So I'll do like a search for unicorn, and then I'll just look at all my unicorns. I'm looking for a weight stat on those guys. So let me just look at my notes, make sure I cover everything. Yeah, now let's say you want to drive a stat past 20 mutations. You can do it. What you do is you take the one that's got max mutations, if you got 20 on both sides, breed them with a non-mutated dino. Wait until you get a male, that's what I prefer. And you breed it with a female that has no mutations, and it'll force all the mutations to one side. So now you'll have 40 mutations on the male side, and then the female side will be 0, so you can continue to mutate. So that's one way to continue on with that. I haven't done that because by the time I got to 40 mutations on the Rexes, I was ready to pull my hair out. So, but okay. Let's take a look at these guys. So, unicorns. Alright. We're going to male with a weight mutation. Really? So these guys got mutations, just not anything that's visible. Not one weight mutation. You have got to be kidding me. Wow, okay. Now, on these guys, I'm looking for weight, so let's look at the cave wolves. Okay, so on a male with a weight mutation. Not a male mutation. Male mutation is nice, not taking it because we're working with the weight line. And I'm only looking at the males. Stamina, nope. Stamina, nope. Melee, nope. Food, hell no. And speed, no. So nothing there. Okay, now in this instance, that is all my ponies. Yeah. And, lots of speed mutations. That's freaking outstanding. So I'm going to destroy all souls. Now, you do get, I have found out that you do get, XP for that. That's female. Okay, I'm not worried about it. Here, check. Female. Okay, so let's look at the owls. And I moved some once it's over here. So, okay, so with the owls, we're looking for stamina. So, again, I'm looking at the males. Auction doesn't do me any good. Wait. Don't need weight. Don't need health. No. Okay. Oh, wait. Wait. So, okay. So this is good. So I now have a weight 2. All right. So I'll take him. I'm looking for weight there. Oh, no, I have weight. Yeah, I'm looking for weight there. All right. Over. Oh. Oh. Oh, no. Okay, so yeah, I apologize. You see, this is what I'm talking about. I should have looked up. So wait. So this is, yeah, no. Got that too. Okay. Oh, he was new also. Wow. Okay, cool. Hold on a second. Okay. Boop. Okay, so these two guys. So now what I want to do is that's the male. Pull him out. So stop breeding. And where's my male? Take his saddle. Pull him out. And pulse that. Okay. I'm gonna take these guys over here. Let them raise up. Oh, and I gotta rename him. So he's weight. He is weight 920. Right? So male, weight 920, W2. And this guy, he's weight 553. All right, so male, weight 553, W2. And then for right now, I'm just going to store these guys over here. Like I said, just Just on the off chance I screwed something up. Let these guys raise up. Now it's time to put the next one in. So who do we got? Let's do stamina on the unicorns. So now what we're gonna do? Pull these guys back. Make a little room. Get the ladies back close enough to, you know, enjoy the mail. All right. Now, so we got weight. Who do I want to go in next? Really doesn't matter. Let's take. Pull these ladies back. Man, those owls are going to town. Yeah, this is going to be... I'm going to have to scoot everybody forward. And this is typical. They never line back up nicely again. Now the nice thing is, hey, I've got the jetpack. Whoa. Because now those guys, I forgot to put them on, but I can just do this. There we go. Which is kind of nice. Okay, let's look at our aloes. Oh, let's look at the snow owls real quick. Looking for stamina. Yeah. Okay. Now with aloes, we're looking for health and melee mutations. And we only care about males. Don't care about weight. Health mutation, thank you. That's another health mutation. We already got the one. And now I'll look at colors and they're all identical, so. Health. Weight. Don't care about stamina, melee. Yeah, I'm not concerned with stamina. I'm not gonna be riding these guys. They're gonna be, I'm pulling them out because I want to look at colors. God dang. I mean, most of these colors will disappear, but I figured, you know, we can at least start with a base of colors we like. Okay. No. Come on, give me that stamina. Okay. Just out of curiosity. Wait. That's for the health. Alright, let's do that real quick. Boom, and we're clear. So... I'll come over here. Alright, so let's... just going to raise these guys up. So this is a health... 4278. Health 1. Male health 4278. Each one. Nice thing is you can do that. So I want to see what their colors look like. I'm interested in their colors. So their health. Let me see. Melee. Health. 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 Okay, so all these guys. So I know all these 3 guys are health. Okay. All right. Okay, cool. And actually, the other thing I need to do real quick is get those males out of there. Done. You. Okay. Now, what I'll probably do is I'll probably see how many of those ladies I can squeeze around one guy. Three. Let's get these guys over here. Oh, yeah. Oops. So you're melee. Melee 521. Melee 521. And 1. You. God, how many of these guys did I have? I need to check on my food stores. What I need to do. I get the feeling I might be running low. Alright.
Why, hello there.
Oop, wrong way. Okay. How we doing here? We're doing okay. How we doing over here? Out of curiosity, it's been a little while since I checked this. Oh, doing okay. All right. And then I got one more over here. And we're at 35 minutes, so that's probably good enough. We're good there. Yeah, the only people over here are the doctor and the nurse, so. Alrighty, so that is what I would consider my definitive guide to breeding. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope you find it informative. You've got to be... You've got to be draconian. Mean when you're working with lines. You've gotta not accept anything but what you want. Because especially if you start making compromises, you're not going to end up with what you want. So, yay. Yeah, I gotta get one of these guys over here raised up. I'm gonna take a look at the colors, and then figure out and get as many women involved as possible. So, alrighty, folks. This is Sigcorp's definitive guide to breeding. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Sigcorp signing out. Bye now.